Alright, so the first step in our project is going to be to organize your Google Drive, which is visible when you log into your Google account. So this is what it should look like when you log in. If you click on the drive, you should be able to see this right here. So we are going to organize it in the following way. We're going to create a folder for this school year, then we're going to create a folder within the folder for Algebra 1, and then we're going to create another folder for our Transformations project. So we're going to create a folder for 2012 to 2013 school year. And then we're going to highlight or select that folder and create another folder within it. We're going to create a folder for Algebra 1. And then within that folder, so make sure it's selected, you're going to create another folder for Transformations project. Okay, so it should look like this. Now what I want you guys to do is to share this folder with me so that I can quickly give you credit for the work you have done and also give you feedback. So when you right click on the folder for the project, you'll see there's an option to share, and you're going to share with me. So you're going to use my school email address, so apanova@mtsd.us. I would prefer for you to select that I can edit your folders, so that if there is something that I can tweak or something, I can actually do that. And you're going to share and save. So I will have access to your folder and I can quickly give you feedback. So we finished this part, we finished the second bullet point. So once you shared with me, you are going to create a folder within your transformation project for each transformation. So the first one is going to be for horizontal translation. So you're going to select your folder and you're going to say create folder for horizontal translations. And then I have vertical translations. So again, within this project, I'm going to say create folder vertical translations. Then we're going to create a folder for reflections. And then we're going to create a folder for stretches and shrinks. Alright, so this is it for step 1, where you had to organize, and I included a picture of what it should look like. So then, once you finish that, you are going to move on to step 2. In step 2, you're going to connect to Desmos app on your Google Drive. And the way to do this is going to be to create, and you're going to say connect more apps. This is the Desmos app, but I already added it, so you wouldn't see this, but you would see everything else here. You're going to say connect to more apps. And instead of all, you're going to select education, and you should see it. It might be in a different order, but you should see Desmos app here. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to install it, but you should see plus connect little button to add it to your Google Drive. Okay, so you're going to install it, and then when you say create, you should be able to see graphing calculator. So that's it for step 2. In step 3, we're actually going to start creating graphs for our transformations. I want to point out that I would like you to use a different parent graph for each type of transformation. I don't care which one you use for which one, but you want to make sure you vary it. So what you're going to do is you're going to come here and make sure your transformation project folder is highlighted. You're going to create a graphing calculator. And it says the created items will have the same sharing permissions as the selected folder, which is what you want, because you want me to be able to access everything that you create. And you need to say that you allow access. And this is what it's going to look like. You're going to sign in to your Google account. So then when you save your graphs, they'll be linked to your Google Drive. Okay, So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to select the parent graph. So I'm going to just do reflections to make our life easier, and for the reflections I'm going to select y equals x. And I would like to show you something that, so all you have to do is you just type it in, and you can actually keep typing in more and more graphs. And then we will hide the ones we don't want to see. So then for reflections, remember, in order to reflect over the x-axis, I just need a negative in front of my parent function. So I'm going to say negative x. Now I don't want to see both of them at the same time, so you can actually deselect or select each one depending on whichever one you want to do. So we just need this for the reflections because we just want to be able to have a graph being reflected. So this is going to be the easiest one because you only have to select two of them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this reflections, and I'm going to send a copy to my Google Drive, and I'm going to save it. Alright. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do a different graph for each one of your transformations, and for each one you're going to select a different parent graph. So just something to show you, if you need to type in a square root or anything else, you can use this little keyboard feature here. And just make sure that you save each graph into your Google Drive as you go through. Alright, so our next step is going to be to save the graphs as images, so then we can import them into Windows Movie Maker. And there's two ways to do this depending on your computer. If you have a Windows computer, there's a snipping tool that allows you to take and save part of the screen and save it as an image. And if you have a Mac computer, then please use these 3 commands, and it gives you a description of how to actually do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and create a new graphing calculator. Okay, so I'm going to do the horizontal translations. So before I save the images, what I recommend for you guys to do is to actually create all the graphs here and just hide them. So here's my parent graph. Now remember, if I want to do horizontal translations, I have to replace x with minus, replace it with x minus something to move it right. Now in order for the movie to flow well, you don't want to move it too much, so 0.5 would be a good option. So something like this, and then you can actually copy and paste this, which works out pretty well. And remember, we're going to hide the ones we don't want. So let's see. Alright, now I would like you to do more than that, but just for this video, I'm going to use these 5. So let's see, we're going to hide everything except for the first one. So your first image is going to be the image of the parent graph. So if you have a Windows computer, to find this snipping tool, you're going to go to All Programs, and you're going to go to Accessories, and it is going to be right here. It's called the snipping tool, and you can have these different options. You're going to use a rectangular snip because you're going to make it a rectangle. So you're going to say New, and be consistent. So I kept selecting from like upper left to lower right corner. So this is what it's going to look like, and you want to save it. So if you go to save, I recommend just saving it on a desktop. So you can call it HT if you want horizontal translation 1. So that's your first image. So then you're going to hide this one and show the next one. And you're going to do the same thing again. So you're going to say New, and you're going to save this. And you're going to call it HT2. And so on and so forth. So this is how you would save your images. So now, once you have them, you are going to upload them to Google Drive. So here's what you have to do. You come back to your Google Drive. Now I've done horizontal translation, so I'm going to come here, and there's an option next to Create to Upload. So I'm going to say I want to upload a file, and these are my 2 files that I saved. So I'm gonna upload them and upload and share. Alright, so then these files are gonna be on your Google Drive, so then we'll be able to access them when we create them at school. Alright, so that's pretty much it. You're going to do the same thing for all 4 types of transformations, and don't forget that if you're going to do horizontal translations, you're going to move right and you're also going to move left. So don't forget, after creating your several graphs moving to the right, make sure you move it to the left. And that's going to be it for step 4 of your project. Alright, so step 5 is going to be taking care of the music that's going to go in the background of your video. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a folder with music. So we're going to go to our project and we're going to create a folder, call it music. And then when you're here, you'll be able to upload a file. Now, you can actually go into your iTunes library, I think, and you can upload files from your iTunes library. So I can go and nope, yay, iTunes. Okay. So you can go to your music and you can like pick a song and just upload that. And that's it, and then you should be able to access this song from another computer.